Yeah, hi. Welcome to Civils Online, your affordable personal coach. And this is your daily dose of current affairs, and this is for the date Saturday, 20th February 2016. So, reading complete newspaper can be hectic and time consuming. So, every day we take one or two important topics, which we call them as topic of interest, and which will be discussed in detail with case in point and important terms so that you will get exactly what you need to focus upon for civils preparation. So today's topic of interest is army called in as Jat reservation protest turns violent in Haryana. So the Jat agitators took to arson, shoot at sight orders were issued and curfew being implemented in parts of Haryana. So finally the state government conceded to the demand and said we'll bring in a quota bill and assured that the bill will have legal sanctity and to cause no loss to others by including jats in EBC category, quota for EBC will be increased from 10% to 20% and income ceiling will also go up from 2.5 lakh to 6 lakh. But the All India Jat Arakshan Sangharsh Samiti demanded for an ordinance immediately so that they can stop the agitation. So this is the issue and reservations, pro reservations and reservations should be taken. It's such kind of things are an important topic for civils preparation. So let's look at in detail about this issue. So case in point, so what is the background of, like what is the reservation system in India? What is the history and what happened after independence? What are the recent happenings? Why there are many demands recently? And what is the future of reservation system? And how was the implementation in these years? Let's see. First, look at what is in Indian reservation system. The objective of Indian reservation system is to increase the opportunities of underprivileged communities and for their rightful place in Indian society. So it provides opportunities to various weaker sections to increase their political representation in legislatures, in executive, in labor force, in educational and other public institutions. So in 1990, government also announced 27% reservations for OBCs in addition to the existing 22.5% for SCs and STs. So this resulted in increasing their proportion in different levels of government jobs, but still their numbers are below than their actual percent in the total population. So still a lot need to be done in the implementation. Even in the political sphere as well, out of 543 seats in Indian Parliament, 15% are reserved for SCs and 8.6% are reserved for STs. This is based on their proportion in the total population. Okay, let's look at the history of caste-based reservations in India. Is it post-independence scenario or it was there even before the independence? Let's look at. In 1993, the British government introduced communal award. So this is basically in the political sphere for the elections particularly. And Mahatma Gandhi fasted in protest against it, and the award was supported by many among minority communities and by leaders like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Later, Gandhi and Ambedkar reached an agreement called Pune Pact to have a single Hindu electorate with Dalits having seats reserved within it. But electorates for other religions like Muslim and Sikhs remained separate. So even reservations for backward classes were introduced even before the independence in particular parts of the country. And in 1982, Hunter Commission was appointed. Jyotirao Phule demanded for proportionate representation in government jobs for backward classes. So the present reservation system has a long history and it has been being debated even before the independence, even after the independence. So this is a history of reservation system in India. So what is the post-independence scenario? So what constitution granted? So what is the preamble says? So preamble says India is a socialist democratic republic where justice of social, economic and political and equality of status and of opportunity are secured to its citizens. So the preamble itself says the social justice, economic justice, and political justice and equality are to be secured. So that means that the people have to have, equal share in the society, in the economic front and in the political front. That's what the preamble says. What the fundamental rights say? As per right to equality, discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth is prohibited. So this is about negative discrimination, but the state can discriminate positively for the benefit of weaker sections. Directive principles of state policy. What DPSP says? These principles direct the state to work for social order, achieve social and economic justice, welfare of workers, promotion of educational and economic interests of SCs, STs, and other weaker sections. So even DPSP direct the state to work towards these goals. So the constitution clearly has this spirit of upliftment of weaker sections. In constitution there is a special part, part 16. The articles are from 330 to 342. The part's name is special provisions relating to certain classes. What this part says: as per this part, in political sphere, in legislatures, reservation of seats for SCs and STs in parliament as well as in legislative assemblies of the state are given. Representation of Anglo-Indian community in parliament as well as state assemblies are given. These reservation of seats and special representation to cease after 70 years. So whatever 70 we are seeing is actually already been an amended one. So the governments are extending this reservation of seats. So claims of SCs and STs to services and posts. This is about jobs and special provisions for Anglo-Indian community in services and educational grants. There is a National Commission for SCs and there is a National Commission for STs. And Constitution suggested for appointment of a commission to investigate the conditions of the backward classes. We will learn about this commission later. Control of union over the administration of scheduled areas and the welfare of STs. Specify scheduled castes and specify scheduled tribe. The president will notify who are belonging to these scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Even in 1982, reservations are extended for SCs and STs in government and government aided educational institutes. And this period is for 5 years and this is being routinely extended by succeeding governments. But there is a limit to how much percent the reservations can be given. The Supreme Court of India has ruled that reservations could not exceed 50% and put a cap on the reservations. So the reason for this is that the Supreme Court feels that this violates equal access as guaranteed by Constitution for every citizen. However, there are exceptions to this 50% cap as well. Like there are some state laws that exceed this 50% limit, and these are under litigation in the Supreme Court. For example, the caste-based reservation stands at 69%, and the same is applicable to about 87% of population in the state of Tamil Nadu. Apart from caste-based reservations, there are other types of reservations as well in India. These are based on gender, religion, domicile-based, and other categories as well. Gender-based reservations in India. So 1/3 of reservation provided for women at panchayat level, in educational institutions, jobs, etc. However, the important Women's Bill to extend this reservation to Parliament and state assemblies is pending from many years. Religion-based. At center, there are no religion-based reservations as such, but some states extend religion-based reservations as well. For example, Andhra Pradesh extends 4% reservation for Muslims. Domicile-based. In certain states, jobs are reserved for those who are domiciled within the jurisdiction of that particular state. There are other categories are there as well for reservations. These are like terrorist victims from Kashmir, physically handicapped, personalities, NRIs, armed forces, and even the seats are reserved for senior citizens and physically handicapped in public transport, etc. Such kind of reservations are there in India. And educational scholarships in India are mainly given based on certain sections of weaker criteria like OBCs, SCs, STs, BC, women, minorities, etc. Around only 0.7% of scholarships or student aid in India is based on merit. There are reservations in promotions as well. And Supreme Court in Indira Sani case ruled that reservations in promotions are unconstitutional, but allowed its continuation for 5 years as a special case. So backward class reservations. So after independence, there were some major changes in favor of STs, SCs, and OBCs. The landmark happening in 1979, that is the Mandal Commission, which was established to assess the situation of the socially and educationally backward classes. So the commission recommended changes to the existing quotas, increasing them from 22.5 to 49.5%. But until 1990s, this was not implemented, and VP Singh's government implemented it. There is a concept of creamy layer also in OBC. We always read about this. The term creamy layer was first coined by Justice Krishna Iyer in 1975 in the state of Kerala versus N. Thomas case, wherein he observed that benefits of the reservation are being snatched away by the top creamy layer of the backward class, thus leaving the weakest among the weak and leaving the fortunate layers to consume the whole cake. That is the term creamy layer he used. In 1992 Indira Sawhney versus Union of India judgment, it emphasized the concept of social backwardness and prescribed 11 indicators to ascertain backwardness. The judgment also established the concept of qualitative exclusion such as creamy layer, of which beyond a minimum ceiling of income you will be treated as creamy layer and reservation won't be extended. So there is renewed demand for reservations in recent times. So let's look at caste and reservation politics in India. So the hierarchy of caste and its role in politics and access to power and resources has created a society of patron-client relationships along caste lines. Practice of vote banking is prevalent in India, where voters often back only candidates who belong to their own caste. So there are demands, as we said, there are demands of certain castes to be included in OBC, SC and SC, etc. Gujars demand for SC status. Gujars in Rajasthan have been demanding a ST status instead of their current OBC status. Many were killed in protests in 2008. Patels demand for OBC status. Patels in Gujarat formed Patidar Anamat Andolan Samiti headed by Hardik Patel. In 2015, the Patidars held public demonstrations across the state seeking OBC status. Kapus from Andhra Pradesh demand reservations as OBC community. Kapu agitators protested seeking OBC status and set fire to Ratnachal Express train in Andhra Pradesh. The Jats demand for reservation as EBC. The present burning issue, where army is called in to control the agitating mobs in Haryana, is about the demand of Jats for reservations as backward class. Even several other communities demanding the reservations on similar lines. So, but looking at all these issues, we will get a doubt why only caste-based reservations and why not economic status-based reservations, because there are many poor people in India, and why even in forward caste as well. So why the reservation is not being extended based on economic status instead of caste-based? For this question, we have to understand the real meaning of reservations. So reservations are a way to compensate for lack of opportunity. The whole reservation policy was focused on the upliftment of backward sections of the society, give them enough share in jobs and decision making process. So this is the actual motive of the reservations. It is to compensate for the lack of opportunity, to give equal opportunity for all sections of the society. And remember, reservation is not a poverty eradication scheme. So the intention of reservation is completely different. It is to compensate for lack of opportunity. It's not a poverty eradication scheme. For poverty eradication in India, the government has a lot of schemes that are launched particularly. So that is the reason. The way forward, I think there will be a day when there will be no need for any reservation in our system, and all sections and classes are represented well in all fields. Unless this is achieved, the demand for more reservations or no reservations will go on, taking away the actual spirit of the reservations and constitution. Let's hope for that. This is your today's topic of interest, and let's see what are the important terms here. What is caste? In Indian society, it refers to a social group where membership is decided by birth, and members of such a local group tend to enter into marital relationships among themselves only. They often have political preferences as well, similar to racial preferences for Democratic and Republican parties in the USA. So what is affirmative action? It is a policy of favoring members of a disadvantaged group who suffer from discrimination within a culture. What is positive discrimination? It is a process of giving preferential treatment, especially in employment, to minority groups of society that have been prejudiced against in the past. So what is a communal award? Yeah. According to which separate representation was to be provided for the Muslims, Sikhs, Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians, Europeans, and Dalit. And the depressed classes were assigned a number of seats to be filled by election from special constituencies in which voters belonged to the depressed classes only could vote. So this communal award was during British time. Now this is not being implemented. Now what the legacy of Pune Pact only, where the Dalits or other backward classes are part of the single electorate. But there are seats reserved for these weaker sections so that the general electorate will elect those reserved candidates. So this is about today's topic of interest, the reservation system in India and the future ahead. And as being a civil servant, uh, if you're aspiring to become a civil servant and preparing for the civil service exam, it's always advisable to develop the right attitude, right perspective on issues, burning issues of the country. So develop a good and reasonable approach towards the reservation system and what is the future of reservation system, etc. And understand the real meaning of reservations, why it is caste based and why it is not economic status based. Let's look at other news items here. Supreme Court issues notice to Salman on appeal in hit and run case. BS Basi dropped from list of candidates for CIC, Chief Information Commissioner. Honda to recall more than 50,000 vehicles with faulty airbags. JNU Student Union President Kanhaiya's bail petition go to High Court after Supreme Court declines to hear. BCCI to file affidavit in Supreme Court on Lodha report. Expert panel to take call on pension scheme. Pathankot terror attack. Pakistan files case against unnamed outfit. New CM sworn in for Arunachal Pradesh from Congress rebel group with support of BJP MLAs after lifting of president's rule. Hardik Patel on fast in Surat jail. Supporters indulge in arson. ISRO upbeat as indigenous cryo engine passes test. Tech giant Apple stands up to surveillance. State-run banks face RBI clampdown as key ratios deteriorate. And coming to international sphere, the important news items are Harper Lee, the author of To Kill a Mockingbird, aged 89, died. Obama clears law for new sanctions on North Korea. Nepal PM Oli arrives on a 6-day visit. Confidence building measures by both sides after 5 months of economic blockade of Nepal. democracy in South Asia, Nepal and Sri Lanka, constitutional reforms. India's experience would prove handy for these countries. Modi to attend European Union India Summit in Brussels. Pakistan arrests 40 Indian fishermen off Gujarat coast. UK in talks with European Union to negotiate new membership terms. US strike targets IS camp in Syria. Saudi Arabia, Iraq ship more crude oil to India. So you can also attend free online Civils Foundation course February 2016 batch, and class timings are Monday to Friday every evening 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. All you need is your computer with internet connection so that you can directly log on to these classes. The classes are completely online. You will have a virtual classroom experience with interactive tools, and you will get to know what all you need for civils prelims preparation, like NCERT lessons, time management, current affairs, etc. discussed in the classes. For login details, you can log on to this website www.civilsonline2016.blogspot.in, or you can just contact us at below contact details for any information about Civils Online and Civils preparation. These are our contact details. Subscribe to Civils Online YouTube channel for civils preparation videos at clicking on the below link. Or you can just simply type Civils Online without any spaces in YouTube to get the channel. And also, if you want to get PDF version of this video, for which I'm actually pointing to, this is a PDF. If you want to receive this PDF, you can send your email address in the comment section. You can type your email address in the comment section of this video so that we can directly send the PDF copy every day. So this is Civils Online.